2, 1. Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Miami Comedy Podcast. Today, we're going to be discussing how Art Basel is making the month of December way more difficult for us locals, man. You know, the last month of the year is already stacked with pressure. We've been fucking up all year long. Now we got to buy gifts. Now we got to take our relatives around that are visiting us and be a tour guide for them. And what do they all want to do when they come around December? They all want to go to an Art Basel event. You're just stacking up the difficulty for no reason. It's already expensive enough to buy you something off Amazon with this gift card I got a year ago that I got as a Christmas gift last year. Now I got to use that Christmas gift to buy you a Christmas gift off of Amazon. And yes, I will be using a $50 gift card to buy 5 people gifts on Amazon. All right. But then Miami wants to add even more pressure to make sure that you're spending even more, some of that Christmas money, you know, some of that Santa Claus money. It needs to spread around Miami. The shopping in Miami, I believe, at least during the month of December, has to account for 2/3 of the GDP in America. If Miami were to get wiped out, you know, flooded or whatever, the whole USA economy would crash on that loss. Because not only do we have gifts, relatives, unexpected payments like tickets because some irate police officer didn't like the way you made that turn. Now we gotta go to these expensive events. Whenever Art Basel comes around, it feels like a software update. But instead of simplifying life, it just makes it more difficult. We got to fight traffic. We got to talk to people with European accents around here and play it off like English is acceptable. It's just unnecessarily difficult. Our December in Miami is already chaotic. I mean, I go to Dolphin Mall and I already see them lining up on the food court with their luggages, like if they're checking into a flight. Like, how are you going to go wait at the subway, you know, and you got your luggage on and you still got the sweater on from wherever you came from? People sleeping on the floor as if their flight is coming 3 hours from now. Maybe it is. Dolphin Mall seems to be the waiting room for MIA. Did you know that? Did you know that Dolphin Mall is the unofficial place where it's, you know how people pay extra to go to those Amex spaces in airports? That's Dolphin Mall. But it's free. All you got to do is tolerate the kiosk people trying to sell you sneaker cleaners and perfumes or whatever. Maybe the occasional Asian guy trying to pull you into a foot massage. That's it. That's all. That's the only thing you got to pay. A little bit of your dignity so that you have a space to stay in before your flight arrives. You need to take a red-eye flight, go to Dolphin Mall till 9 p.m. and then just hang around the parking lot until you got to go. That's the way I would do it if I wasn't from Miami. Why check into a hotel because your flight is 12 hours from now? No, hang out at Dolphin. Plenty to do around there. So now Art Basel is happening again. And it feels like, you know, Miami every year feels like it's like Groundhog's Day. Every day is a Groundhog's Day for a whole year. There's a loop thing going on because every time things like Spring Break, Art Basel, Ultra come around, it just feels like the Hunger Games has begun in the city of Miami. I swear, Art Basel is like just one big networking event, and it treats it like a sport. Everybody is scrambling to see how many events can we cram into a week. It's almost like there's a scoreboard. Everybody is trying to figure out, all right, if I go to this event, and for the first time ever, they're using all those calculations and algorithms and algebra, mathematics that they use in high school to calculate how many events, the scheduling, how long they got to take. They got it down to a T. If I go to this event, have a coffee, then do lunch here, then a second lunch there, then I hook up with this girl in the alley over there. It's just, they just got it down pat. I've never seen people focus or be so perceiving of time than when Art Basel comes around, because it's like American Ninja Warrior, but for how many events you can attend. You go through all these obstacles. I attended 28 events, a networker, a luncheon, a seminar, a workshop, an art gallery. It's a competitive sport. And everybody participates, locals and tourists. What you were wearing, who did you meet, who did you hook up with, where did you sneak in? And then just like at the end of Ninja Warrior, right when you get past all those obstacles, you got that little buzzer at the end, like, bang, and you're like socially exhausted. Oh, man. All right, let's go to the chat. Let's take a breather here. All right. Traffic. I remember about when I was in Miami and the bridge between city and the beach was crazy. You mean the Venetian? Venetian Causeway? Yeah. Everyone's crazy. The Venetian Causeway kind of feels like it's a racetrack. 365 days of the year. Why wait for F1 or go to the Homestead Raceway when you can just see cars race on the Venetian? You ever play those 1980s retro racing games where, like, Cruising USA and you're like driving around these exotic cars and you've got like great backdrops? That's I think there was a level where the Venetian Causeway was one of them. Oh, man. Dolphin Mall waiting room for MIA. Hilarious. All right, we're going to turn that into a skit. It's official. Transient City during December. The war for parking spaces in Brickell. Absolutely. Are any of the events worth it, though? I don't know, man. I'm not going to any events this year. Every once in a while, if I come across like something really cool, I'd go. But not this year. I'm going to skip this year. Because it was never really about... If you're a local in Miami, you understand that the art isn't really the main thing during Art Basel. That's why they call it Art Basel, because it's like a garnish you put on the main dish, which is FOMO. You're trying to avoid something in your life, and instead of handling it, you want to go socialize in as many events as possible. Just escape all your responsibilities and just go black out and pull a bender for the entire week of Art Basel. And then just because there's an art piece around, it makes you feel like you were creative in the process. You almost OD'd, but at least you had aesthetics around you while it was happening. You know what I mean? People keep saying Art Basel is about art, man, but the art is really just the decoy. It's the sales pitch. Because Art Basel is really where everyone flexes their status like the Olympics. Imagine if you try to flex how much money you have, the kind of people you know, the kind of events you can get into, and there's no like coherent way where everyone's doing it at the same time. It would be like contrived. It would be like try hard. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, this playboy and all his millionaire friends, they rented a yacht and went to go hang out. If it was an Art Basel, it'd be like, so? But if it's Art Basel, it's like, hey, this guy rented a private space. He got his artsy friend to post up his artwork all over, and now they're doing blow in the back room. Oh, how do I get in? During Art Basel, is there a VIP wristband I can buy? How do I access that? That's why Art Basel is popping. And you gotta admit, man, that's actually what gives it its charm. Everybody is like, okay, now it's socially acceptable to flex as hard as we can. How much better we are than other people. That's why when you look at art pieces like the banana on the duct tape and that thing blew up, it's because they're literally trolling Miami about how superficial we are during Art Basel. Go to the European Art Basel. Go see the art pieces that they admire over there. Sculptures and, big murals or whatever. Here in Miami, it's an ATM machine where you put your card in, it captures your balance, and then that's it. That's the art piece. And the next person comes in and is like, oh, can I beat yours? Oh, shit. They're literally trolling us. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of it. Miami during Art Basel is so superficial that we're literally treating all the other art events like they're trash and we're better. That's what makes us better because we know we're not, but we're going to act like we are. We're gonna call it Art Basel. Yeah, the one happening thousands of miles away. We're gonna call it Art Basel Miami, and it's gonna be some of the snobbyish events and art pieces you have ever seen. The real artists are the ones out there trolling us with their art pieces. Did you know that? That and the people that sneak in. Shout out to all the people out there sneaking into events. It's almost like reverse escape room. You know how you got to go into an escape room and you got to find a way to get out? It's the other way around during Art Basel. It's not an escape room. It's an entry room. The puzzle is, how can I sneak in or shake enough hands to get into this VIP space in a room that has nothing but VIP spaces? Oh, they got VIP over there and over there and over there. Oh, but I'm right here, though. And then the escape room is like, how do you get bottle service in those VIP spaces and then just like blend into the crowd while everybody's chatting about who's going to pay the bill? Hey, that's another one. Oh, shit. That's two. I gotta write this down. Shit. Skit. That's a skit for sure. The entry puzzle and the exit puzzle. All right, let's take a breather. Go to the chat here. The racket is selling the worthless wristbands for Art Basel by some dude at the Dolphin Mall. Those people are the artists. You gotta give credit where it's due. You need to understand that VIP is such a hot commodity that even if it's not a real VIP, it's still worth because you could afford VIP. Do you know what I mean by that? Do you know what I mean by the status of being scammed and being okay with being scammed because you could get VIP in the first place? Like that on its own should be like a little mini flex. Hey man, did you get VIP? You know, I almost did. But the one I bought was a scam. It wasn't even real. But at least I could afford it. Oh, shit. Damn, you bought VIP and just threw your money like that? I got it like that, big dog. Who's more VIP? The VIP that paid and got in, or the VIP that paid and didn't care that they couldn't? Oh man, this is a good episode today. I'm getting a lot of content off of this one. All right, yeah, put it on the chat. How is Art Basel making Miami more difficult in the month of December? Let's see. Yeah, so where were we at? We were talking about social flexing, like the Olympics. Yeah. So the real artists are the ones trolling Miami, the ones selling scam VIP passes, and the ones that sneak in to VIP events. Those guys are great. You know who also is very interesting during Art Basel? That one person that for some reason has access to everything. And sometimes it's the most random person, like somebody that you haven't seen since high school, just pop up out of nowhere. Like you're at a Wynwood pop-up event, you know, there's like a tent and they're selling like, you know, little art pieces or whatever, and it's 5 p.m. the sun is still out and you're like, oh shit, how you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Oh yeah, oh, you know, just hanging out, man. And then it's like 11 o'clock and then now you're at the rooftop at Rosa Sky and there's like a banker mixer going on at 11 p.m. It's like, yo, how did you get in here? And they're wearing like a hoodie. Like everybody's there like wearing blazers and like, you know, dressed up to the nines, and this guy's just hanging out like looking like, you know, like he just got out of bed. He's like, oh, you know, I just know some people, man. They just Trojan horse their way in. Oh, yeah, I know the DJ. The DJ talked to the bartender. The bartender told the bouncer I was cool. So, you know, I just popped in, you know, wearing a Star Wars shirt, you know, something I just put off from the closet. You know what I'm saying? Just hanging out, man. Damn. And then you look at their stories, and now they're behind a DJ booth at 4 in the morning. It's incredible. Some of these people are just getting away with this lifestyle of like, how did you do that? Yeah, you know, it's not really about how I do it, bro. It's how I'm vibing. No credentials needed whatsoever. And if they do ever get kicked out, if these people ever sneak into a place and let's say they get caught, right, and they get kicked out, they're the kinds of people that dap up the security guard before they get kicked. They dap up the security guard before they get kicked out. Hey, man, I got to go, big dog. All right. Hey. All right, man. All right, all right, all right. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. And then next year, the boss is gonna be like, "Hey, yeah, you cool, man. You can get back in." That's what it is, man. That's what Art Basel is all about. It's just one big illusion of who's VIP and who isn't. How connected are you in the city? Let's figure it out during Art Basel. Huh? Does your social currency work during these times? Because we're all out there going for the same thing. It really made Miami believe that accessibility is something that you can buy. The same way you pay for like a monthly parking pass for an extra space in the garage somewhere is the same way that Miami treats accessibility during Art Basel. I can just network my way into this. And you know, people all over the world, when it comes to being a human, they're judged by their values, their character, you know, what are their virtues? What do they believe in? But in Miami, you're judged by how many wristbands you got on during these times, man. It's almost as if like, you know, and it's a very important thing to be these kinds of status climbers because like we treat it like a religion. Like if we end up passing away during Art Basel and you know, we go to the pearly gates and then God, you know, is like judging us like, well, you know, how did you live your life? How good of a person were you? It's like, well, God, I made it to Club Live. All right. And then I made it on time to go to another bar after that. And then I stood awake, you know, against the temptation of going to sleep and pulled an all-nighter. And I went to another party after that. I helped somebody get an Uber after they blacked out. Basel is like the Super Bowl when it comes to like your relationships. It really is, man. Like we are all out there just trying to test our relationships with anyone. Do you know the owner of this restaurant? How good do you know the owner? Just because you were at the bar one time when it was empty, and then the owner just says like, "Hey man, enjoy yourself. Have a drink. Thank you for coming." You shook your hand. You're like, "I know the owner now." And what are you gonna do? You're gonna go during Art Basel and be like, "Hey, yeah, I know the owner." And they're like, "All right, well, we don't care." No, he told me to have a good day. You gotta understand, like that's my boy. You gotta let me in. It's like, all right. And then that's how you know, like, are you really connected during Art Basel? Do you have accessibility based off that one time? Hey, man, you don't remember me? That one time I got you a water bottle from the ground when you were puking in the parking lot? You don't, come on, man. You're not going to let me get in the party bus? Oh, my God, bro. I thought you were my boy. Shit happened 3 years ago. You can also see how great your promoters are. Like, I know promotions, like, people get into certain circles, like, you know, how good of a promoter are these people, right? Your promoter will be placed to the test during Art Basel. You think just because he got you in the club on a Tuesday with bottle service and a table, you think that was impressive? It was a Tuesday. They needed you there, right? But during Art Basel, you're going to see just how connected your promoter is. Hey, can you get us the same treatment during Art Basel? Nah, man. You know, they really just like scooted me off from promotions off of this year's Basel. Like, that's how you know. Oh, you never had it like that. You only had it because it was Wednesday. You only let us in during ladies' night on a Tuesday. That's what you were doing. But when it really comes down to your connections, it's during Art Basel. How good are they? All right, let's take a breather. Man, this riffing stuff, I'm telling you, man, it takes a toll on you. I don't even know where I go to come up with this stuff. Lolo says, Manny, sorry to interrupt. Do you have a Twitch? I used to. But then it felt weird, like everybody's there playing video games and like in their 20s, and I'm there being 40, like, hey, so what's up with croquetas, eh? I felt like out of place. I like it here. Because Instagram is like, you keep it moving, right? You go on Twitch, people go there to see people playing video games or some, you know, some girl dressed like an anime character or whatever. Here on Instagram, like you go live, I talk a little bit of shit, you go, all right, that's enough of that, and then, you know, you go live your life. I like it. It's in and out while I'm still recording the podcast. It's very interactive. It's very quick, right? Very transactional. All right, say something. All right, I'm gone. I like it. All right. Nah, fuck that dude. There's a dude with a donut shop who streams his shop. Really? Well, I mean, some people just got niches that are really well placed on that thing, man. But, I just do this for fun. This isn't my main revenue stream or anything like that. I just do this to connect with whoever is with me or whoever wants to listen to the podcast episode later. This is just me being creative so that I can come up with more jokes later. All right? This is just casual comedy. And since I have more days off during the week, I can do these a lot more often, man. I'm enjoying it. These are like little mini creative vacations. So shout out to all the people that are in here. Dude, this is a niche. Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is there's not all niches are the same, bro. Okay? Every niche is different. This is the one I'm drilling. All right? Don't talk to me like I don't got a BS in marketing at FIU. All right? Do you know who you're talking to? I graduated FIU 2012 with a bachelor's degree in marketing. I know exactly what's going on. Now, could I have gone for something more lucrative, like being a Art Basel promoter? Absolutely. But what did I choose instead? Comedy. In a city that is doing things like getting blowjobs and yachts. My niche is very particular. You need to understand where I'm coming from here, all right? I'm just a guy trying to make it as a comedian in a city that is overloaded with dopamine. I'm working on it. So far, so good. Won a couple of awards, make a living off of it. All right, don't come around here talking about niches when I'm an FIU alumni. All right, the one with the Panther. Miami-Dade College and FIU, associate's degree, bachelor's degree, which is pretty much 13th and 14th grade. It really did feel like high school extended going in there, but whatever. Whatever. All right. And so to end it, what happens when Basel is over? All the locals are the ones with the hangovers. Everybody goes back to where they came from, talking about, oh, I had so much fun. I had so much accessibility. I did so much of this. I did so much of that. But then what did we do? We were out here fighting the war. That is Art Basel in the city of Miami. We have to clean up the mess. No, we have to prepare for the mess, participate in the mess, and then clean up the mess. And then, we get fatigued, man. And then what happens after that? The new year comes around. New year, new me. You fucked up like last week. What do you mean new year, new you? You got to recover from who you were first. Ain't no new year, new me if you participate in Art Basel as a local. If you participate Art Basel as a Miamian, there's no new year, new you. You still got to make sure, you got to put the work to come back to how you were. Because you were fucked up during these times, man. That hangover is going to last all the way till April Fool's Day. Did you know that? That's why I love April. My favorite holiday, and of course I'm biased, is April Fool's Day because it's 4 months after exactly 4 months after the new year when you realize that you fucked up your New Year's resolutions. Like April Fool's Day is the time of the year when you realize, oh, it's not a new me after all. April Fools. We all should come to a realization that we fucked up our New Year's resolutions on April 1st every year. So, with that being said, Art Basel during Miami. I'm already getting all fucked up thinking about Art Basel. Locals in Miami are getting fucked up during Art Basel. The confusion is real. Everyone is in chaos, madness. It's all out there. It's all happening. It's just condensed, wild events. And everybody from all over the world would want to participate in it, okay? And I'm not mad at it. Just because I'm making fun of it doesn't mean I'm mad at it. I think it's cool as hell. Why? Because I'm in a garage right now, safe and sound. I'm not there, but I love to see the stories, right? I love to go online and just see everybody scrambling to look cool and to look like they're involved and, trying really hard to fight that FOMO. Like locals were already posting about like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to go there and here's this thing. And I'm like, damn, man, you went out of your way to let us know that you're going to go to these events during Art Basel. Like that is next level. That's like, in the beginning, like when you take photos of your food, it's like, look how good I'm eating. It's like, look how good I'm partying. That's what that is. This is how good I am a party person that I know about these events that you will not have access to. I love seeing that during Art Basel. Why? Because it's great material for a podcast. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning into the Miami Comedy Podcast. If you like this episode, subscribe. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. Maybe Twitch. Who knows? But we out here. Whether you're a local, a visitor, or just somebody that wants to talk shit and have fun, support the podcast. All right? I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in.